Good morning, half-ass cruisers. We're a little bundled up again today.
It's a little brisk out here.
Yes, we're in the city of Wellington, New Zealand, and it is windy. It is not so sunny, and it was drizzling, but now it's a lot better. So hopefully the skies will stay clear enough. But it is blustery out.
Yes.
And we are taking an excursion today. It has to do with the Lord of the Rings, and we'll tell you more once we get inside because it's probably very windy and very loud.
Yes.
So let's get inside the van.
All right. Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan, and we are the Half-Ass Travelers. All right, well, we met our tour guide right where he said he was supposed to be. Wayne was standing right by the van with our names on a board, so that was really convenient.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, we couldn't get lost. We couldn't possibly miss it. We picked up some others from the cruise ship. Also, we were supposed to pick up some people from the hotel, but they
fell ill. Yeah,
so a little more information than you need, but just know this. We drove through the city. It was nice, but it wasn't really anything that we would consider scenic. He did show us the place where they had the premiere for a couple of the Lord of the Rings movies, The Street. Showed us some pictures of the crowds that attended that. So it kind of got us in the Lord of the Rings mood, I'd say. Especially since I think that movie came out like 20 years ago. So
2003.
Was it? Okay, so 20 years. But it's still going strong. The tourism here, they filmed all over New Zealand. And the place that we're going to be visiting right now, we went up to a mountain just outside of town where they filmed some scenes for the Fellowship of the Ring. Forest scenes that they needed to look a little creepy because...
Look how weird these trees are. Those are creepy.
Yeah, see these creepy trees? They're pine trees. And Peter Jackson, who's actually from Wellington, born on Halloween, chose this place because of that, because he wanted it to look kind of creepy. I'm already recognizing that it was probably the scene where the Hobbits were being chased by the Nazgul?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It was in the beginning of the movie, but they could have also used it for the scenes near the end when they were fighting with the orcs, where Boromir got killed. I think it was Boromir. Whatever. If you're not into Lord of the Rings, just humor us with the names, because this is kind of a Lord of the Rings tour, right, babe?
Yep.
All right, we're walking along. The first scene that we're looking at here, the first movie location is... Yeah, the first movie location we're looking at is right where the Hobbits were being chased by the farmer after they were stealing the vegetables.
Field of the mushrooms.
Yes, they were stealing mushrooms, they were stealing the vegetables from the farmer's farm, and they came tumbling down, crashing down right where we're standing. And those three trees are the marker that you can see in the photo. We'll show you a bit of the photo. Yeah, that's how you know this is the place where they filmed it. This is where they filmed the scene where the Hobbits were hiding underneath the roots. Those were polystyrene roots that were added to these trees, but I'm going to show you the spot where they were hiding. It's right over here. Well, be careful. You can do it from there if you like. I'm crouching down in the spot. All right, now the next scene was shot way down there. Now there's some foliage blocking it, but this is Dunharrow. This is where the two kings were looking out. They used a bit of blue screen in addition to this, but yeah.
That's where all the tents were camped out.
Yeah,
right?
all the tents. And we can't get down there. You're just gonna have to believe us on this one, right?
All right.
All right, moving on to the next location. The last scene we're going to show today up here in the mountains and the forests is the scene where the Nazgul was on his horse, and it was a very iconic scene from the movie. The horse, the Nazgul in the mist. The horse was right about here, and the camera was down the pathways and shooting up this direction. But you can see the trees are here from the scene on both sides. That was basically framing the Nazgul rider. Very, very nice camera work on that scene. All right, our next stop, I believe we're heading down to the studio now. We're getting back to the van, and you can join us back, right, hon?
Yes.
Yes. You can join us when we get back to the studio.
Yay! We're finally here.
Yeah, it's kind of an unassuming looking building from the front until you get around to inside. And I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute, but you can see the sign here, the WETA Workshop. But honey, show us what's inside.
Look at this guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna
Troll.
go.
You're being trolled. That's right, bros. You got him.
Come on, babe.
All right, this is the first of many of the interesting things that we're going to see on this trip. Get going.
Yeah.
Following behind.
Let me get a picture of this.
Unfortunately, they don't allow photos or video inside the tour, so we're going to have to come back to you once we get to a place where we're allowed to take video and photos.
Yes.
We had no idea. Sorry.
No.
Well, we've reached a place where we can film, and I lost Rose. I don't know who this is next to me, but
I'm the superhero.
she's a superhero. This is a great little room. We're going to show you some of the things that they've got here. Some of the rooms we couldn't film, they were talking about how they do the molds and how they do the swords and the armor, the suits of armor. It was really neat. They've got the actual metal swords that they use for close-ups, and then they also have a lighter aluminum version for fight scenes and for other scenes where they don't need to carry that much weight because they're very heavy. And the chainmail they make out of PVC, and they let us hold the plastic version and the metal version. And oh my God, the metal version is so heavy. So a lot of it they use plastic rather than metal in the suits of armor. Makes it easier on the actors. I don't know how the actors would be able to operate in that heavy armor. Very cool stuff.
Are you really? Oh,
Say hello to the camera.
Hello, YouTube.
I'm touching some Hobbit feet here.
Woo, tickle those little rascals. Woo.
And get us right underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Grips so they wouldn't slip over.
That is so cool.
Yeah, you know, this little piggy went to Mordor.
What do you
Great.
think?
Excellent.
You want that one?
Different movie.
Mm-hmm. there.
Yeah, right here is an animatronic head. We can control by remote control. You can make it eyes open.
Stop playing around with the creatures. Ooh, how cool is that?
Very
You having
interesting.
fun?
Yeah, I'm having a little fun. Yeah. Usually it's Rose behind me with the remote control controlling my facial expressions, but yeah. Here's a mold. Shows you how they make some of the weapons they've got here. Oh, Rose, you getting in here? You want to show us the mold? Of course, when Rose was born, they broke the mold, but yeah.
I can't open it. Am I supposed to open it?
No, you have to take the sword out of it. There it is. There you go, all ready. She's ready for her close-up. There you go. Oh, it's too heavy. I'm ready.
I see.
What movie did you say this was from?
That was from the Gallipoli Exhibition.
I was going
at
to say
the
Clint
Tip Up
Eastwood.
Museum.
From the Gallipoli Expedition.
That's Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, let me put this away. I don't think so. No. No, I don't think I'm going to try that. Let me just put this back before I hurt myself. Our guide was just explaining to us of how in these prosthetics they're using real human hairs in here to make the eyebrows and the hair.
They insert every single piece individually.
Yeah, and they'll put hats on them if they don't want to have to do a full head of hair. They'll cover it so they don't have to do the entire thing because it is a very time-consuming process.
Tedious.
In this room, we're learning all about how to sculpt with
Tinfoil.
tinfoil sculpting.
Something I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, who knew that it was this easy?
I was sculpting a big ball at home.
Yes, a big ball, that's it. All right, check this out.
Time. How many of you have heard of this as a sculpting material? 1, 2, 3, excellent. The rest of you can leave. To start with, I have sculpted for 13 years, 3 decades, right? My largest sculpture is 3 stories tall. I do massive stuff. But foil, this is what got me a job at WETA. It is fast, it is cheap, it's in the kitchen. I can usually walk off something recognizable in seconds.
All right, the tour finished up with an area where you can take a photo with the backdrop, and they enhance it, and they make it digital, and then you can purchase that online, and it's a really neat little thing. We'll show you a little bit of a snippet of us just playing around with it a little bit in the last room. And that was the end of the tour. It was about an hour and a half. We had a great time. We enjoyed seeing how it was all done.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Really
In a few days, we're going to be going to see the Hobbit set up in Taronga, New Zealand. So you definitely want to stick around to see that. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see that little guy. No, not that. Not that little guy. He doesn't get to be in this one. All right.
See you later.